What is social entrepreneurship? We may not come across the term social entrepreneurship as often as we hear some other terms like entrepreneur, venture capitalist, NGOs, or other philanthropic organizations. But social entrepreneurship has a valuable presence in our society. Social entrepreneurship has a significant growth at the practical level but do not have sufficient coherent theoretical framework, and due to lack of academic legitimacy, the functions of social entrepreneurship are not properly demarcated. As it is mentioned in the article Literature Review on Social Entrepreneurship by Johnson, defining what social entrepreneurship is and what its conceptual boundaries are is not an easy task, in part because the concept is inherently complex and in part because the literature in the area is so new that little consensus has emerged on the topic. However, a few key definitions have emerged over the time, of which the definition by J. Gregory Dees has got the most frequent citation. He defined social entrepreneurs play the role of change agents in the social sector by adopting a mission to create and sustain social value, recognizing and relentlessly pursuing new opportunities to serve that mission, engaging in a process of continuous innovation, adaptation, and learning, acting boldly without being limited by resources currently in hand, exhibiting a heightened sense of accountability to the constituencies served for the outcomes created. From all of the scholarly definition, it can be said that social entrepreneurs tailor their business model primarily to achieve the ultimate goal of creating social values.
Now the questions to be asked: who are the social entrepreneurs? How are they different from NGOs, philanthropists, activists, or other companies who are focused on their corporate social responsibilities? Is social entrepreneurship a subset of entrepreneurship? Can companies with focus on corporate social responsibility be termed as social entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship creates at least economic values for the society. So entrepreneurships and different social organizations are needed and valued in the society. But since the functional boundaries of social entrepreneurship are not clearly defined in the literature, often it gets confused with other socially responsible disciplines. Philanthropists, social activists, environmentalists, companies with a high focus on corporate social responsibility are mistakenly referred as social entrepreneurs. As per advocates of corporate social responsibility, companies should be measured by a triple bottom line of financial, social, and environmental benefits. A social entrepreneurship tries to achieve at least a double bottom line of social and financial benefits by offering services and benefits to the often underserved section of the society. For a business enterprise, the ultimate bottom line is economic wealth creation, whereas the priority of a social entrepreneur is delivering social values mostly to the less privileged. Based on the organizational practices, the diagram has been first divided into two sections: non-profit organizations and for-profit organizations. Each section has further subdivided into two sections based on the priorities of the ventures. The extreme right side represents the for-profit entrepreneurship, for example, Ben & Jerry's. Since the inception of Ben & Jerry's in 1978, it has had a strong and continuous record of environmental and social responsibility. In its most remarkable partnership program, it allows selected non-for-profit organizations to open a franchise without paying the usual franchise fees. Ben & Jerry's is a highly profitable corporation and regularly donates high-value amounts to the charitable organizations. But since its main business motto is creating wealth, it cannot be termed as a social entrepreneurial venture. It's a profit driven enterprise with a focus on its corporate social responsibility. Social entrepreneurs operate within the boundaries of two business strategies: non profit with earned income strategies and for profit with mission driven strategies. Social entrepreneurial ventures are at the nexus of profit strengths and non profit culture. With the primary purpose of serving the society, a social enterprise performs hybrid social and commercial entrepreneurial activities simultaneously to achieve self sufficiency or sustainability. The main difference between NGOs and social entrepreneurships is on their financial dependencies. In order to avoid reliance on outside funds and donations and to achieve self sufficiency or sustainability, social entrepreneurships blend social motive and profit generating activities and operates in intersectorial domain. A social business enterprise relies on its investors for funds only before or at the beginning of developing a project. But NGOs, to stay operational, need to continuously raise funds as most of the NGOs do not recover their total costs of their operations. The examples of financially dependent organizations are Salvation Army, Canadian Cancer Society. The examples of self-sufficient social entrepreneurs are Ashoka, Innovators for the Public, Goodwill, etc. And an example of sustainable social entrepreneurship is Grameen Bank, which is termed as social business by its founder member and Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus.
Today, with social and economic inequality growing worldwide, millions of people are connected by the idea that it is possible to do business on a human scale. That it is possible to make money and do something good for the community. That idea is called social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is a new and creative approach to business, social engagements, and social services. Today, there are numerous organizations operating worldwide and in our country that we call social enterprises. A social enterprise is just like any other business. Its work is charged at market rates and it generates profit. What makes it a business on a human scale is the way that profit is used. Profit serves to fulfill clear social missions. Social enterprises do not serve to enlarge the wealth of their owners or shareholders. They operate in order to contribute to social equality and to improve the living conditions of people in the community. Generated profit is reinvested in the business or in realizing social goals like job creation, social inclusion, cultural needs, healthcare, and preservation of the environment. A social enterprise places social goals ahead of increased profit, uses business as a means of social change, resolves social problems through market strategies.
Professor Yunus challenged conventional bank wisdom and basic assumptions by pioneering microcredit to help the poor and underserved people in uplifting their livelihoods at his social value-driven project, Grameen Bank. People from the village didn't have enough collateral and any formal credit history to be eligible for loans from the conventional banks. So they used to borrow money to raise their required working capital for purchasing raw materials from informal sector in exchange of the promise of selling the products for unfairly low prices to their moneylenders. In the process, they kept on getting trapped into their poverty. Muhammad Yunus understood that the things needed to change for the benefit of those unprivileged and started this venture in 1976 by lending $27 in total and recovered the money within a week. In 1983, within the framework of a new law made for this purpose, Gramin Bank, which means Bank for the Villages, created. The value proposition of the bank was to give small loans to the village people for starting up income-generating businesses. As the value constellation, a bank branch was set up to cover 15 to 22 villages and created an innovative process to ensure the repayment of the loan as per the bank rules. As per the data, with the help of loan, 64% of the borrowers who have been with the bank for 5 years or more have crossed the poverty line. Gramin Bank continued to do experimentation, set up partnerships, alliances and networks, and challenged conventional methods and created nearly 30 businesses for the benefit of the underserved society. The Bromley by Bow Center was created with the policy of openness and inclusion to tackle the crisis at the church and the neighborhood community by Andrew Mason, the then United Reformed Church priest in the Bromley by Bow area of East London in 1984. Ashoka Innovators for the Public was founded by Bill Drayton in 1980. It is a non-profit organization based in Arlington, Virginia, US and operates in over 70 countries and supports the work of almost 3,000 social entrepreneurs who elected as Ashoka Fellows. Ashoka provides startup financing, professional support services and connections to a global network across the business and social sectors.
framework within which we have been working is not working. Poverty, unemployment, food crisis, oil crisis, everything. We need to build a new civilization where we won't have that. It's not the money obsession, it's about human beings.
I'm Reena Khan, founder and executive director of Friendship.
I'm Kyle Zimmer, and I'm president and CEO of an organization called First Book.
I'm Jamie McAuliffe. I'm the president and CEO of Education for Employment.
We expand the idea of business rather than making money. Another business would be business to solve problems.
First Book is an international organization that provides a steady stream of books and educational resources to programs and classrooms that serve children in need.
Friendship is an organization which works in the most remote areas of Bangladesh. We work in healthcare, education, relief reconstruction, rehabilitation, sustainable income generation, and cultural preservation.
Vision Spring is an organization that provides access to affordable vision services and eyeglasses to people throughout the world.
Education for Employment. It's dedicated to providing jobs for youth in the Middle East and North Africa, part of the world that has the highest rates of youth unemployment and a very large youth demographic.
We work in Myanmar and we basically design, create, and market products for rural families that will boost their incomes.
We do this all across Myanmar, about 80% of the country.
People tend to think of social enterprise as something which is an NGO situation, so you don't have to be professional. But you need professionals. Then it becomes a social enterprise which can grow.
Having access to the World Economic Forum for any social entrepreneur gives us a greater chance to scale our impact.
We're able to connect with people from all over the world who are focused on the same issues.
It's all about reaching more people and affecting change.
We have enough technology and ability and ability capacity to create the world that you feel comfortable with, you feel proud of creating that world.
I would like to conclude the topic social entrepreneurship quoting Bill Drayton, founder of Ashoka Innovators for the Public. Whenever society is stuck or has an opportunity to seize a new opportunity, it needs an entrepreneur to see the opportunity and then to turn that vision into a realistic idea and then a reality and then indeed the new pattern all across society. We need such entrepreneurial leadership at least as much in education and human rights as we do in communications and hotels. This is the work of social entrepreneurs.